Hello everyone, my name is Aldo Chandra, and in this video I am going to show you how to automate data pulling for motivated sellers from a data source, in this instance DealMachines, put that into a Google Sheet in order for you to call those sellers and then close your next deal. So this is going to be a quick video. What I have done here is basically I have a DealMachine open and then a Google Sheet on the right hand side there. What I'm going to use in this instance is a Claude Cowork. So as you can see, there's this little tab on the top here. And then once you click this little icon, this Claude icon, it's built by Anthropic, it'll show up on a chatbot. Now, if you want to add that into your browser, you just got to go through Chrome extensions, right? And then you just got to look up Claude. And then it should populate as the first one. And then as you can see, I've installed it, but if you haven't installed it yet, it'll show up as installed. So once you do that, you have this icon here. And what I like to do is adding the tabs in which I want it to work inside what is called a group. So in this group, as soon as you hit the Claude, it'll show up as a group, and then you could drag and drop. For example, I'm drag and drop this Google Sheet. And then once it does that, it knows that you're going to combine or work within the tab. So in this instance, I have a DealMachine open, so I don't have to do what's called like API, which is a little bit more complicated. I just open it up, logged in with my credentials, and then I have this Google Sheet open. So without further ado, I am going to write a simple prompt, and basically I wanted to pull certain zip codes, right? I'm going to put 2 zip codes, and then afterwards I want to pull those data, find motivated sellers, and then afterwards go back and forth with the AI as if I'm doing it from new. So let's do it. So in this instance, I am going to use what is called WhisperFlow, WISPR. It's a text to speech, and it'll make things a lot easier and faster as I'm writing out my prompt. So here we go. All right, Claude, so please utilize this tab of DealMachine. I am looking to get more motivated sellers into my pipeline. In this instance, I'm just looking at 2 specific zip codes, 19145 and 19146. These are in South Philadelphia. Let's find motivated sellers. As you know, there are certain motivations that we can utilize, such as the probate or tired landlords or liens or any foreclosures, things like that. Let's just focus on one motivation at this time and then focus on these 2 zip codes. And what I want you to do, I want you to pull these data, either scrape the data into the Google Sheet I have on the next tab or download the data into my email. Let's do that. And then if I am missing anything, please let me know. So I am going to, all right, so we have that prompting there. I am going to add this on here. And then eventually it'll run relatively quickly. And then now it's working. So as you can see, it's already working. So how Claude works, it'll do like a screen capture here, kind of like a screenshot. And then it'll work on the back end to basically scrape the data, test out what's working, what's not working, and basically trying to have a better understanding of what's going on. So let's see. I took a look at the DealMachine filter options, the motivation. All right, set DealMachines to, once you confirm, here's my plan. Okay, cool. Set the DealMachine map to 19145, 19146. Apply single motivations, review lists, pull that data into single this, report back in total. Yes. Let's do probate for now. Actually, let's do foreclosures. All right, these 2 properties. And as you can see, it's currently loading. And then now it's working. So in this stage, I would just make a coffee or have some lunch. And when it comes back, I hope that it'll fill out this Google Sheet. Now, while this is loading up, there's a lot of ways that you can utilize the same system to pull data. You don't have to use DealMachine and Automize, which is a company that I founded. We provide the data for you and CRM and AI agents to basically have an all-in-one encompassing real estate software. And you don't have to mix and match. Everything is in one go. And that's something that worth considering. But in this instance, as you can see, we have the Claude is literally working right now. So it's taking screenshots. Hey, I'm going to look up the zip codes, and I am going to scroll down. As you can see, the mouse is in orange. So that's the one that's basically controlling the screen right now. And then you're able to see in real time what's going on. Now, something about Claude while this is working is that you have this Teach Claude on the bottom of the page. With the Teach Claude, now I can basically create a SOP. SOP is standard operating procedure. What that does is when you click Teach Claude, it will allow you to record your voice and also your screen as if you're creating an instruction. Now with those instructions, create some sort of skill, which is basically a task that you are utilizing based on the instructions of the screenshots and the things that you have said. And you can schedule it at a certain time into your Claude for it to run. So right now we're running. I don't want to touch that at this moment, but once you install this into your browser as an extension, you can utilize that and basically fill out those information. So I'm going to pause here and I'm going to come back and then let's see what it comes out with. All right. So in this instance, we pull one data. I think it'll have the pre-foreclosure, right? And add it into that filter. I think with our zip codes, it's a little bit limited on the available properties, but take a look. We have all of these information, right? We could definitely play around with the Claude where, I want you to add the owner's information into here, add a single tab. And then as you can see on the right hand side here, very thin foreclosure inventory right now, contact info not yet pulled. So, and then no native download export. Now in this instance, when you are utilizing Claude or when you're giving it a prompt, right? I provided a little bit less information, but in this instance, I just keep it very simple. But as we progress along, we will continuously add more instructions, and eventually at the end of the sessions, we're like, hey, create a prompt based on our discussions, and then I'm going to copy and paste that prompt into the next session. So in this instance, this is the way you do it. Obviously, this is just a quick example of what you can do with it. You can definitely do more, right? We just did one motivation, but as you progress along in your journey, whether that's real estate or AI, you can definitely do a lot more things, and that's the benefit of it. So if you like these type of videos, give a comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think. And if you have any ideas of what we could use for AI, let me know. Peace and love.